Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss an extremely important topic, OSI model. Open Systems Interconnection Model describes 7 layers that computer systems use to communicate over a network. It was the first standard model for network communications, accepted by all major computer and telecommunication companies. It was introduced in 1983 and adopted in 1984 by ISO as an international standard. Modern Internet is not based on OSI model, but the simpler TCP/IP model. However, OSI model is still very useful for troubleshooting network problems. It can help to break down the problems and isolate the source of trouble. OSI model enables diverse communication systems to communicate using standard protocols. In simple words, OSI model provides a standard for different computer systems to be able to communicate with each other. So how data flows through OSI model? For human readable data to be transferred over a network from one device to another, data must travel down the 7 layers of OSI model on the sending device and then travel up the 7 layers on the receiving device. Alright, so this was a brief introduction. Let me explain 7 layers one by one. Application layer. It's the 7th layer of OSI model. This is the only layer that directly interacts with data from users. Software applications like web browser and email clients rely on this application to start communications. Keep in mind, client software applications are not part of application layer. Application layer is responsible for protocols and data manipulation that software relies on to present meaningful data to users. Application layer protocols include HTTP, SMTP, FTP, POP3 and DNS, etc. This layer also serves as a window for application services to access the network and for displaying received information to users. Applications such as file transfer, email, remote login, directory services, etc. are example of application layer. Presentation layer. It's the 6th layer of OSI model. It takes data from application layer and prepares it for transmission over the session layer. This layer is primarily responsible for defining the format in which data is exchanged between two devices. Functions of this layer are translation, encryption, and compression of data. When two communicating devices use different encoding techniques, Layer 6 is responsible for translating incoming data into a syntax that application layer of receiving device can understand. For example, ASCII to EBCDIC. If devices are communicating over an encrypted connection, Layer 6 is responsible for adding encryption on the sender's device as well as decryption on the receiver's device so that it can present understandable data to application layer. Finally, it is responsible for compressing data it receives from application layer before delivering it to the session layer. This helps to improve the speed and efficiency of communication by minimizing the amount of data that will be transferred. Session layer, 5th layer of OSI model, responsible for opening and closing connections between two devices. The time between when the communication is opened and closed is known as session. Session layer ensures that the session stays open long enough to transfer all the data being exchanged and then quickly closes the session to avoid wasting resources. Session layer also synchronizes data transfer with checkpoints. For example, if 100 MB file is being transferred, session layer could set a checkpoint every 5 MBs. In case of disconnect or crash after 52 MBs have been transferred, session could be resumed from the last checkpoint, meaning only 50 more megabytes of data need to be transferred. Without checkpoints, the entire transfer would have to begin again from the start. These 3 layers, also known as upper layers, are software layers. Transport layer, layer 4. This layer is called the heart of OSI model and is responsible for end-to-end communication between two devices as it provides point-to-point connection between source and destination to deliver data efficiently. Transport layer takes data from session layer and breaks it up into chunks called segments before sending it to layer 3. Transport layer on the receiving device is responsible for reassembling the segments into data that session layer can consume. Transport layer is responsible for flow control and error control. Flow control determines an optimal speed of transmission to ensure that a sender with a fast connection doesn't overcome a receiver with a slow connection. Transport layer performs error control on the receiving end by ensuring that data received is complete and requesting retransmission if it is not. Protocol used in this layer are TCP and UDP. Network layer. Layer 3 is responsible for facilitating data transfer between two different networks. If two devices are communicating on the same network, then the network layer is unnecessary. Network layer breaks up segments received from transport layer into smaller units called packets on the sender's device and reassembles these packets on the receiving device. Network layer also finds the best physical path for data to reach its destination. In its most basic sense, this layer is responsible for packet forwarding and routing through different routers. Network layer uses logical and physical addresses to route packets to the destination. Protocol used in this layer are IP, IPsec, ARP, MPLS, etc. Data link layer. Data link layer is similar to network layer, except data link layer facilitates data transfer between two devices on the same network. Data link layer creates and determines the connection between two physically connected devices over a network. It is responsible for delivering data to its destination by using MAC address. Data link layer takes packets from network layer and breaks them into smaller pieces called frames. Then they are transferred to physical layer. Data link layer makes sure that transferred frames are error-free. It is responsible for flow control and error control. Most switches work at this layer. It has two sub-layers. LLC defines network protocols, perform error checking and synchronizes frame. MAC layer, it uses MAC addresses to connect devices and define permissions to transmit and receive data. Physical layer, the lowest and first layer of OSI model, is responsible for establishing, maintaining and deactivating physical connections between device and transmission medium. For example, when a networking problem occurs, many networking professionals go straight to physical layer to check that all the cables are properly connected and the power plug hasn't been pulled out from the router, switch or computer. Physical layer accepts data frames from data link layer and converts them into a bit stream of zeros and one. Then bit stream is transmitted to receiver physical layer through a network medium. Hub, repeater, modem, cables are physical layer devices. Network layer, data link layer, physical layer are also known as lower layers or hardware layers. Alright, so these are 7 layers that have been explained. Here is an example that shows how all the layers perform their functions. Let's say Robert wants to send an email to Michael. Robert composes his message in an email application on his computer and sends. His email application passes his message over to application layer, which picks up protocol SMTP and passes the data along to presentation layer, which compresses the data and forwards to session layer, which starts a communication session. Data then hits transport layer, where it is segmented. Then those segments are broken down into packets at network layer, which are broken down even further into frames at data link layer. Data link layer then delivers those frames to physical layer, which converts data into a bit stream of zeros and ones and sends it through physical media such as cable. Once Michael's computer receives the bit stream through a physical medium such as Wi-Fi, data will flow through the same series of layers on his device but in the opposite order. First, physical layer will convert the bit stream into frames that get passed to data link layer. Data link layer will reassemble the frames into packets for network layer. Network layer will make segments out of the packets for transport layer, which will reassemble the segments into one piece of data. Data will then flow into the receiver's session layer, which will pass data along to presentation layer and then end the communication session. Presentation layer will then remove the compression and pass the raw data up to application layer. Application layer will then feed the human readable data along to Michael's email software, which will allow him to read Robert's email on his computer screen. Now I hope you understand what OSI model is and how 7 layers work. Alright, so this wraps up today's video. Thanks for watching. Please hit the subscribe button.